Hello everybody, welcome back once again. I've got yet another Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster walkthrough for you. So I originally did two of the Pixel Remaster walkthroughs a couple years ago. Problem is they added some features to the game since I made those, and actually I mean, the first, I did the first one, and then, of course, they made a bunch of changes, and so then, some of that content wasn't relevant, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just redo another one, right? And then, of course, it's now happened again. Hopefully they're done doing, like, some major things to the game, and so this can hopefully be my last one, but we'll see. Anyway, so let's start a new game, and I'll go through over the things that they've changed since I last played. The big one is that. Oh, actually, here, let me read this. The ancient war of the Magi, when its flames at last receded, only the charred husk of a world remained. Even the power of magic was lost. In the 1,000 years that followed, iron, gunpowder, and steam engines took the place of magic, and life slowly returned to the barren land. Yet there now stands one who would reawaken the magic of ages past and use its dread power as a means by which to conquer all the world. Nice little shot of Kefka running out there. Could anyone truly be foolish enough to repeat that mistake? Oh, of course. We all know the answer to that. There's a little skip option that I noticed now. I don't know if that's always been the case, but like you can press like start and you can just skip this whole scene. There's the city, and then Big says, "Hard to believe an Esper's been found frozen there 1,000 years after the War of the Magi." Probably just another wild goose chase. I don't know. They wouldn't have let us use her unless they were confident the intel was good. Ah, yes, our witch. I hear she fried 50 of our Magitech armored soldiers in 3 minutes. It kind of makes your skin crawl, doesn't it? Relax with that thing on her head. She's a mindless puppet. The girl won't even breathe unless we tell her to. We'll approach from the east and move out. And here it is. I've always absolutely loved this scene of the Magitech armor walking towards Narshe. Now, if I remember correctly, when the Pixel Remaster first came out, the credits weren't here at the beginning, which they are obviously now. So I love that they added that back. So, anyways, back to kind of what we're doing here. So. They've added a switch that allows you to turn off encounters, as well as tweak your EXP rates. For probably the majority of this, or at least a very large portion of this, I will have experience completely turned off, as well as the random encounters turned off. Now, if you've watched either of the other walkthroughs that I've done. Usually what I end up doing is a bunch of Velt manipulation, which basically just tweaks the amount of encounters that we're going to be seeing at certain points of the game, specifically that being the Velt. And if you've played through the game, you'll already know what the Velt is, but it's also not super relevant for the first hour or so, maybe two of the game. But once you kind of get into it, it'll make a little bit more sense, and I'll try to explain exactly why we're doing the things that we're doing as I kind of go through. So, so this will be a it'll be 100% guide. I had actually kicked around whether or not to do a like a perfect rage list, because I'll be completely honest, most of the rages in the game are just not that useful, and so having this gigantic list of enemies to kind of cycle through can get a little bit obnoxious. But anyways, Wedge says the girl takes point and don't waste time on the riffraff. Remember what we're here for and let's move. But yeah, so anyways, with the Velt stuff, again, it's more just kind of annoying for me to zip through, whatever it ends up being, like 100 and some or probably more enemies on his rage list, especially when there's only a handful of ones that I ever really use that much. So I had kicked around, just not even bothering, but I'll probably just do it for completion's sake for anybody that's watching. All right, so here they pop open the menu for you. I don't remember that happening before, but okay. And I guess it probably makes sense here. Now, if you look all the way at the bottom here, it's got some options there for default speed, walk and run, and then encounters on or off. And that wasn't a thing before, so I assume that's why they popped this menu open for you now. Right trigger. Turn to field controls or return to... Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I'm going to go into the configuration now. You can, obviously I'm just going to end up turning off the encounters here, but it's under the boost option here. So we go into boost, we'll turn encounters off, EXP to 0, and then actually I'll probably just do 4 times Gil and 4 times Magic AP, because that's just really going to save us time. I mean, it's kind of cheap, but really all this is going to end up doing is helping us out when we actually go to do some grinding. Let's throw all these guys in the back row and get started. Off to the right hand side from where we're at right now, there's actually an enemy encounter over there, and we definitely don't want to get that because it's just a waste. And so yeah, I should say I do have a video, which probably it probably wasn't the best way to do it, but I did take a video and just kind of described the Velt manipulation. Nothing has really changed in terms of Velt manipulation, so that I probably won't do a redo that video, just because I don't think that there's much reason to. Anyway, so let's, if you walk straight ahead to where whatever these are, they kind of seem like vents to me. If you walk over that center part, there's an encounter there, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to walk around it and then go directly up. It doesn't matter as much anymore because, again, we've just got a switch that allows us to turn encounters off, but and thus there actually isn't EXP for any of these battles either with that option off. But kind of just force of habit. I don't remember that encounter either, whether or not it's important to worry about taking it or not. But I just, again, out of habit now, I just go around it. But yeah, normally also I should say what we would actually do here is knock Terra out. Actually, on that first battle, you'd knock her out, and that's so that she doesn't get any experience. But with the experience switch just turned off, that's not important, right? You don't actually even need to do that. So it's kind of nice. And then here, this is probably it's unfortunate that there's no way to not take this encounter because it's so brutal. Part of the reason why, and I should say it's generally or for the most part, it's sort of a low-level challenge, at least for a good portion of the game. And unfortunately, though, with these sort of low-level challenges, some of the encounters are actually very, very difficult, as you might imagine. And specifically, it's this one. When you run onto it or run into it on the Veldt, it can be very dangerous because those Megalodoths will use a multi-target spell. I think it's Blizzard. I think it might be Blizzard, and that can really mess you up. So it's annoying that you absolutely have to take it though. So it is what it is. Anyways, according to our source, some miners unearthed the frozen Esper in a new shaft they were digging. This must be it. Indeed, it is. I probably should save here just in case. Unfortunately, I wish there was actually more save slots because I kind of ran out. But this was the one that I had kind of just made to test out. But that'll be, I guess, my new save slot for this one. But yeah, let's keep going here. And normally there would be random encounters in here that you would just, take down with Biggs and Wedge, but there's, with that encounter switch off, there's no worry about that. And this is Ymir. Kind of funny, I just finished a walkthrough there for Uden Chronicles, and one of the guys was named Ymir, so fun coincidence. Anyways, so Big says, hold it. This thing's they must have trained it to guard the mines. What are you talking about? You know what this is? Ever heard of a lightning whelk? It's a monster that absorbs lightning and stores the energy in its shell. Right. So whatever you do, don't attack the shell. Got it. All right. So the whelk is annoying, but not too difficult to actually take down. I'm going to do the Magitech missile. It's kind of funny. You can actually kill the shell off, but there's no reason to do that. The drop is not good, and you'll be counterattacked basically every time. So it's very, very annoying to actually try to do that. And here I'm just gonna, yeah, there. I knew it was gonna. You kind of get the feel for this after you've played a billion times, but kind of get the feel for how many times you can actually attack it before it goes back into its shell. And again, if you try to attack the shell, it'll probably, I think it one-shots Terra, which is, the person with the question marks here. Magitech missile. Probably won't. Should I go for one more shot? This is risky, but we're gonna do it. And there he slimed Biggs, unfortunately. And I'm just gonna heal. I moved everybody into the back row. That's generally a good idea for these low-level challenges. Your characters just take less damage in the back row. It gets a little wonky though when you get pincered, or you get back attacked, right? Because that can mess up, the kind of like the damage reduction. And there's the kill shot. So pretty easy. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying, generally you want to have everybody in the back row. Our stats are going to be insanely low. There's also just a lot of attacks that do full damage anyway from the back row. Like magic, right? Magic will always do damage or full damage no matter where you're at. I guess aside from if the enemy has like barrier on or something. And here we go up here. So this is the frozen Esper. This thing's giving me the creeps. Something's not right. A frozen creature begins emitting an eerie light. Oh, where's that light coming from? Ah! Oh, what was that? Wedge? Wedge, where are you? Hey, what's going on? Later, guys. See you in the next game. Alright, so first thing that we want to do, or can do, is just ignore that fella and go right to the clock to get the elixir. Not super important. I generally don't ever end up even using those, but it's fine. And let's talk here. So where am I? Why am I? And I only just removed the crown. My head hurts. Easy there. This is a slave crown. The others were using it to control you. It was robbing you of your thoughts, making it so you'd do whatever they told you. Can't remember a thing. Don't worry, it'll all come back to you. In time, that is. A mysterious young woman born with the gift of magic and enslaved by the Gestalian Empire. And I'm just going to go with the default names for everybody. Keep it easy. My name is Tara. Impressive. I've never heard of anyone recovering so fast. You must be made of tougher stuff than most. Open up. We're here for the Magitech armor pilot. We're here for the Magitech armor? And how did they know that there was only one left? Open this door right now. Hand over that girl. She's an agent of the Empire. Empire? Magitech armor? There's no time to explain. You need to get out of here. These fools aren't going to listen to reason. This way, quickly. Okay. Make your way out of town through the mines. I'll try to buy you some time. Alrighty. Let's just zip on through here. Up here! Or up there! Up here. Alright. So, man, this was... it's always fun, or it's funny now that, you know, this part is so easy. When I played the last time, the encounter switch wasn't a thing, and so unfortunately, you had to basically, you know, take a couple of steps and then save your game, and then if you got into a random encounter, you would have to reload your quick save, and it got extremely tedious, and actually was a real pain to edit the videos too. But that is not a thing now, so we can just skip right through here, and the guard says, there she is. And I did ignore the chests for the time being. I don't know if those chests upgrade, but there are various chests throughout the game that will actually upgrade into better items later. I don't remember, though, if those two specifically upgrade or not. I just skip them because I know that there's not anything, you know, that's that interesting in them anyway. So we'll get them later, though. My sweet little magic user, wee-hee-hee-hee. With the slave crown, you'll be all mine. I think this is just a flashback of when Tara was under the control of Kefka, basically. And here she's engaging in some team killing by wiping out some Imperial soldiers. Hee good, good. Burn them all to a crisp. Soldiers of the Empire, we stand at the dawn of a new age. The last power of magic has returned to us. We have been chosen. The time has come for us to claim our rightful dominion over the world. Nothing shall stand in our way. Well, about that. Hurrah! Long live Emperor Gestal. Took you long enough? Busy with all the robbing and plundering, I presume? Wow. Treasure hunter and trail-worn traveler searching the world over for relics of the past. So this is Locke, one of my favorite characters in the game. Let's go with that. Prefer the term treasure hunting. Ah, semantic nonsense. There's a huge difference. Anyway, is there something you need me to do? There is indeed. I met the girl. Girl? You don't mean. The city guard is pursuing her as we speak. The city has the strength to stand up to the Empire, but it won't use it. People are just too stubbornly independent to join an underground resistance group like the Returners. I tried to explain that the Empire was controlling the girl, but they wouldn't even listen. Alright, so you want me to get her out of Narshe? That would be the idea. Make your way to Figaro for the time being. There she is! Wonderful, there's a whole bunch of them. Kupo. Moogles? Are you saying you want to help? Kupo. Alright. So there's a tutorial here. I'm not going to bother going through it. It's pretty easy, right? It's just it's about switching your parties. It says, use this to protect Terra from the guards. Would you like an explanation? No, sir. Been there, done that. What I am going to do, though, is quick save here. Let's move these guys all to the back. I am actually going to use Locke's group here. Can't remember where I need to go, though, for this. Oops, let's move up here for a second, though. So we need to find here's Mog's group. So Mog actually has some really good equipment that you want to remove. And then let's just switch back to Locke, and we'll get him equipped. Oops. Left hand, here we are. I think that's all we can do. So the idea here is actually to avoid these encounters. I think I'm not probably standing in the right spot, though, to do that. I think it's like up here, or like right around here. So what I'm going to try to do here is let the enemies go by me, and then zip on down to where the boss is at. This actually ends up being an enemy encounter that I don't want added to the rage list, or I'm sorry, to the Velt, which is why I'm doing this. There we go. That should be. Nope, not quite yet. There we go. Quick save again, just in case. This battle can be a little on the nasty side if it doesn't go quite right. Basically what I'm going to want to do here is try to steal from the guard leader. It's not that important, honestly. But I just do it for, I don't know, for the sake of doing it. And unfortunately, stealing this early on in the game is pretty tough oftentimes, just because of the way steal rates work. There's the mithril knife. All right. So steal rates are based on your character's level versus the level of the opponent. So just generally, you know, there really isn't anything that we can do about it, though, right? Because, you know, if you're trying to do a... Oops. Change equip. There it is. So just equipping that mithril knife to swing a little bit harder. But yeah, anyways, like I said, there's nothing much that we can really do about the steal rates, right, until we actually level up. So most of the time it's not that difficult, but there are some really, really brutal steals, just because the rates are so bad for this specific way of playing. But we'll get it done. There we go. Got a little bit lucky there finally with a block. There's also an auto battle added to this version of the game. Yeah, which is pretty handy. It's looking pretty bad. I may end up redoing this and actually healing these characters because, yeah, I think I let him eat dirt too much early on. Yeah, well, Locke's got quite a bit better defense than the Moogles do. Oh, wow, got him. All right, well, good stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good. Thanks, Moogles, we're in your debt. This switch oughta what? Oughta work? Oughta make us an escape route? Hey, you back with us now? You saved me. Save your thanks for the Moogles. Ugh, I can't remember a thing. It's like my mind's trapped in a fog. You lost your memory? A man said it would come back eventually, so you've got amnesia. Don't worry, I won't leave your side until your memory returns. I'm not gonna up and abandon someone just because they lost their memory. I'll keep you safe, I promise. Okay, let's head on into the adventure area. Despite our recent advances in technology, the outside world remains full of monsters we know little about. Here we provide advice to travelers brave enough to face its many dangers. So yeah, beginner area. I'm not going to really talk to anybody in here because I pretty much know all this stuff. But, you know, if you're new to the game, this is actually a pretty decent spot to learn some. I think we don't want to touch this chest. Yeah. This guy even says, be careful, sometimes monsters lurk inside of treasure chests. I would recommend not opening that until the very end of the game. There is a single Lobo in there, and that's part of Pack 1 in the Veldt, and I do not want that right now. So I think it's like just a potion or something in there, so not really worth opening. Here's a sleeping bag, and I think maybe this last room might have something as well. Yes, potion. Yeah, that's it. All right. So yeah, keep in mind, and also I should say the chest in here, or this adventurer's area, is always available. You know, as long as I guess you've got access to this specific spot. But there's no worry of ever losing that chest, so don't worry about that. And then I'm going to head outside here and save my game and call it a day on this one because I am out of time. So, as always, I hope the guide was helpful, and thanks for watching.